sometimes there can feel like there's so much going on in the world that's difficult, that's hard to explain, where easy answers don't satisfy. And it can feel a bit overwhelming to even say we have good news to share. In fact, we know good news. He's a person, he's got a name. His name is Jesus. He can be met and encountered today. That can feel quite difficult in this current climate to know what to say, particularly when you think about our 18-year-olds, our teenagers, our young people at college, the rest of their life ahead of them. Why is Jesus good news to them right now? Like, we know there's identity crisis everywhere. We know that mental health is spiralling into places that are difficult and dark, anxiety-driven. Self-harm is on the rise, identity crisis is everywhere, and the kind of economic future, or even just with what's going on the planet, can actually make a lot of young people wonder, well, what is the point? When is justice going to come? When is the world not going to be on fire? When are my friends going to feel okay? When am I going to feel okay in my own skin? I'm so relieved that Jesus is God incarnate, God who came all the way to us, God with us, God with skin on, God made knowable. The relief of Jesus is that he knew what it was like to walk this earth in all of the complexity that it is to be human. He knew what it was like to not see everything he hoped for in this life. Not everybody was healed. Justice wasn't done systemically whilst Jesus was on the earth. He was the victim of injustice. Jesus knew what it was like to make really good friendships and what it was like to be single, never married. Jesus knew what it was like to have everything he needed and yet never really had a stable salary. How did Jesus do on the career ladder? How was the economic crisis for Jesus? How was Jesus' friends with mental health and those that he was speaking to? Well, chances are, just like today, there was lots going on. And yet Jesus sticks with us. Jesus can be knowable in the middle of the storm. Jesus is the guy that walks down the street hand in hand with his friends and shows us how to navigate those day-to-day ordinary moments as well as those crisis points. When I think of talking to a teenager, talking to a young adult about the hope I have in Jesus, I kind of want to say, can I pray with you? Not just for you, but with you. Can I invite the Holy Spirit to come and fill you with peace? Can I genuinely invite you to listen with me in the quiet and see whether you hear the still small voice of God, God who is knowable, speaking to you directly, no mediator necessary? Because we need experiences of the peace of God in an anxious world. We need experiences of the presence of God in a world where we can feel desperately lonely. And we need to know that God can be heard and known in the deepest places of who we are, when we're not sure who we are or what our future's going to look like. I still really believe that Jesus speaks. Yeah, when I think about sharing faith, I almost want to put more of the emphasis on God doing what only God can do and me getting out the way. Being a door holder to the kingdom, not thinking I have to convince somebody in or push something forward. No, I kind of want to get out the way and say, I know God because I believe he is knowable. I believe he is kind and he is close. I believe that he is truth and therefore he will help you navigate your life like a compass towards north. I believe he made you, handmade you on purpose, so he knows about the complexity of you working out who you are. And I believe that you can hear from him today. That's why I talk about opening up prayer as part of how we share the good news. Get out of the way and let the Holy Spirit have the floor. Let him have the space to do what only he can do, to heal, to deliver, to restore peace, to restore our souls, to give us deep soul rest. Young people don't need more to-do lists for things that they will or won't achieve. They already feel the pressure from a very early age. Yes, they need to learn how to hold mystery. Yes, they need to learn that we have a God who cries and weeps and laments, as well as rejoices and celebrates and is victorious. They need to know that God knows their name and that God has a name in turn. And they also need to know that he can be encountered in those daily moments, in prayer in their bedroom or round a table with family. The good news of Jesus is that he places us in families, that he calls us home and is home, and that he is so very close. It can feel scary to share the gospel, the good news, the story of God that we're invited into in this culture. But if we think it's good news, and if we truly believe that God is Emmanuel, God with us, You can do it. And it won't be pushy, because you would never push something on anyone. That's not love. And it won't be as embarrassing as you think it is, because saying what you believe honestly, that's just integrity. That's just being a good friend. And it doesn't need to be all on you, because actually we're okay with mystery as long as we're not on our own and left in the dark. So it's all right to say to a teenager, I don't know the answer to that, but I do know God is with us as we ask that question. I've got a lot of hope for this next generation, and that's because I know Jesus, and I believe he has a huge amount of a hope for them too.
Hey, thanks so much for watching this video. I'm J.D. Walt, and I work for Seedbed, and our mission is to gather, connect, resource, and commission the people of God to sow for a great awakening. We would love for you to join us. If your heart is as our heart, hey, we'd love for you to subscribe to this video, like it, share it with others. Thank you so much.